Coach Adam Fossett, the head football coach and athletic director at B.B. Comer High School, joins us for a few minutes this morning. And, Coach, on the road, ring up 50 points on the scoreboard and get a big W, and talk about the game a little bit.
Yeah, going on the road and being able to go to an environment that we hadn't been to before, and come out with a win, and was huge for us. So Lafayette was as advertised, very athletic. Tailback was fast, had a couple big guys up front, but once we kind of figured everything out and figured out the tailback speed and started making plays defensively, once we figured out what they were doing what they were doing defensively, we lined up and just ran right at them. So
488 yards on the ground.
Yeah, put up 488 yards rushing. That was our total offense. We threw the ball 4 times. We were 0 for 4 throwing. I told my guys, my offensive coaches, late in the first quarter, early second quarter, we're just going to line up and keep running at them. So my sophomore, Kamor Harris, had 355 yards, 5 touchdowns. So he had a real breakout game. He's got right at 750 yards rushing this season.
He's been a kind of a pleasant surprise running a football.
He has. I knew that potentially he could be great, and just with his size and athletic ability and all the ability that God gave him, and you add that to his work ethic. He loves the weight room. He's built like a brick house, but he can run like a cat. So his speed has impressed me so far this season. It's been fun watching him get to the edge and take off down the sideline. But the other quality is if he doesn't get to the edge, or if he's running between the tackles, he'll lower his shoulder too and get the tough yards. So he has really been a pleasant surprise for us. He's really grown up as a leader for us on both sides of the ball. He's playing linebacker for us and making some great plays at linebacker as well. So up front, I feel like those guys did a good job too, covering some guys up and just being physical.
Talk about that offensive line a little bit.
Yeah, so Chris Wilson, who's another sophomore, has done very well, and then the rest of our line is pretty senior laden. Corey Anderson, Hagan DeLee, Drew Hallman, they're all seniors. I got juniors Zach Carpenter and Brandon Blankenship that play. But those guys have been together. Like they've been kind of 4 years ago JV, and then they move up to varsity. So they know each other. They can communicate with each other, and they do a good job communicating and just being physical. Like that's I told them, I've got young coaches around me. I told my young coaches, I'm an old guy. I want us to be a physical football team. You can have all these bells and whistles, and my offense coordinator's got a great offensive mind. I told him Friday over the headsets, I said, don't think about throwing a pass. I said, we're running downhill, we're running right at them, and they're not going to stop us. And that's what happened. And I have to take a little time to talk about Adam Odom too. Adam Odom plays fullback for us, plays a sniffer back for us. Last week we lined up in the I. And Adam's job was to block, and that's what he did. He never got a carry. He never got a chance to touch the ball, but he blocked, and he made some good blocks that sprang Kamor to the outside for him to get extra yards a lot.
Defensively, once you kind of settled in and kind of got accustomed to what offense was being run, your defense kind of clamped down a little bit.
Yeah, so once we kind of settled down, and that's kind of our Achilles heel right now is we start slow. And I've explained to our guys, we have yet to play 4 quarters. So last Friday we start slow. We get the ball, and we have to punt. We give them the ball back. They go down the field and score. And we just get a slow start. And we've got to work on that. But once we got kind of used to what was going on and used to the speed of the back, we settled down and made plays. Defensively, we got a lot of guys that are stepping up and doing good things. 2 of my smaller guys, Jesse Graham and Richard Weed, are tackle machines, and they do a good job in space. They do a good job in special teams. And those guys, man, they're pound for pound, they're the toughest kids we have on our team.
When you first took the job, the B.B. Comer football program was in disarray. Kids didn't know if they could win or not.
Mm-hmm.
Several years later, they not only think that they can win, they know they can win, and that is a big, big confidence booster.
Yeah, no doubt. It's amazing to see the transition in a 4-year span, and our guys are confident, and that confidence is a good thing to have. We try to make sure, but based on paper, if you look at paper, we're supposed to win tomorrow night on paper. But I explain to my guys, hey, we don't play on paper.
Mm-hmm.
We play in real life. So we have to stay grounded, and I want you to be confident because you're good. And when you play well and you play together, you're hard to beat. But we got to understand we've got to stay grounded and continue working for our goal. Our goal is to win out and finish 8-2 and be a 2 seed at worst case scenario. And host the first round of playoffs.
Ranburn coming in with a 2-0 region mark. And what do you see about this club?
Ranburn's very well coached. Coach Bailey does a good job coaching those guys. What they lack in speed, and they're not the fastest team that we'll see, but what they lack in speed, they gain in discipline, they gain in fundamentals, and they play very fundamental football. I joked with him when I talked to him this week, and I said, Coach, you're like the New England Patriots of 2A football. You've got receivers that are slower receivers, but they run perfect routes and they find a way to get open, and they do. And that wasn't a knock on his kids. It's just true. He gets the most out of his kids running the offense that he runs. And he does a lot of different things offensively. They'll go from spread to a double wing look. He's got a big offensive lineman that he'll put at fullback and let him plow forward. But they do like to throw the ball around a lot. Defensively, they run an odd front. They've got 3 down linemen that come after you and will shoot gaps, and they're kind of all over the place. So we've got our work cut out for us. We've had a good week of practice, and that's always key. You start looking at the radar, obviously. You start hearing all the weather reports and looking at the radar. But we went out and practiced yesterday in the rain and had a good practice. And our kids soak up the atmosphere, whatever it is. I'm very upfront with them. I say, look, we're going to practice today, and you can make it a good practice or a bad practice. I said, but we're preparing you for Friday, and it's probably going to be this type of weather Friday too. So our kids, they enjoy it. They were out there hooping and hollering yesterday in the rain, and I expect the same thing on Friday if it's raining.
It's crazy how winning can do that for you.
Yeah, no doubt. Just the culture of our team and the culture of our school, in general. Our fall sports are doing well right now. Volleyball's playing well, and it's just the spirit level of the school, and just compared to 4 years ago, there's a lot more people walking the hallways with their heads up and a smile on their face.
And buzz talking about high school football.
No doubt. It's I get questions about it all the time. I get asked how's the team? Are y'all gonna win this week? My wife jokingly says that she can't send me to Walmart because I'm gone the whole time. I'm gone a lot longer than I need to be because I'm always talking to people. So. And I enjoy it. I enjoy being able to talk about our program. I enjoy being able to come on this show and talk about our kids. And we've got a great bunch of kids that are very, very supportive of each other. Last night volleyball played, and as soon as practice was over, all those guys went and watched the volleyball game. And we picked up a big area win last night, and we can pretty much. If our volleyball team handles business tonight at Horseshoe Bend, we can pretty much, it's in our hands as to whether or not we win the area. And that would be huge for our program to win the area and host the area tournament.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Head football coach and athletic director of B.B. Comer, Adam Fossett, joins us this morning. Before we go looking at the radar of the schedule remaining for B.B. Comer, and certainly as high standards for the B.B. Comer football program. But how good can this Tiger team be?
Honestly, the sky's the limit for this team. If we stay healthy and continue to improve, I can see us playing for a long time, and that's kind of the key. And it's funny that's a question, because Tuesday our JV played at Vincent, so they had to leave and go to the game. So we had the core of our varsity there for practice, and after practice we talked to them for a while, because at the end of practice we conditioned them. We conditioned them before practice. We run 1040s after we stretch every day, and that's something I put in a couple years ago, and it's just a conditioning. How can you practice when you're tired? And I explained to them, and the rest of the coaches there explained to them, and this conditioning isn't about Friday night. This conditioning is about in October. This conditioning is about the end of October. This conditioning is about November. This is about being ready for the second season, the postseason. And that's what you don't want to look ahead, but you want to be prepared physically and mentally for that. And that's the key with taking it one game at a time. I told those guys, take it one game at a time, but know that we're training your bodies for down the road. We're training you for down the road. And that this week, like coming off a 50-25 win, my emphasis to the coaches on Sunday was, we need to have a tough week of practice. We're not going to let up. We're not just going to take it easy. We're going to have a tough week of practice. We're going to fix things that we did wrong. We're going to have some contact, because I think you have to have some contact in practice. You don't have to be crazy and tackle every day, but you got to have some contact and do some things. So we're planning ahead, and the goal is to have to figure out, on Thanksgiving Day, do you want to practice before we eat or after we eat?
All right.
That's the key.
Adam Fossett, the head football coach and athletic director at B.B. Comer. B.B. Comer hosting Ranburne Kick at 7 o'clock tomorrow night at Legion Stadium. More Daybreak just ahead. Don't go away.